A couple years down the road, you walk along a wooden boardwalk. You hear the thud of your shoes, of everybody's shoes, kind of echoing off of the wood. It's just like loud. It's a loud thing to walk on. Wood
Boardwalk, yeah.
planks, they're creaking, just thud, thud, just clopping along.
Under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
You think of that when you walk onto the boardwalk?
Yeah,
You sing that boardwalk, boardwalk.
it's a good one.
The city puts in a chime that anytime anybody crosses onto the boardwalk, that goes off. So it just constantly sounds like boo, 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 boo. It never finishes.
Oh, that is so poorly planned. Why did they do that?
Well, I mean, people on city council ran with it on their agenda, so you got promises to make. It's politics, Pat. You know how it goes.
Who would make that promise? Get me elected and I'll have Under the Boardwalk play every single time. I mean, who would do that?
I'll tell you who would do that.
What?
Marie Sandoval,
Yeah?
representative, 6th district.
Wow.
She said she in her campaign ads, she said, the boardwalk is one of our most popular tourist attractions and drives a lot of tax revenue for the city. We want to make it as pleasant and crime free and hospitable and just a great experience for everyone involved. And don't you think it would be great to walk in with a chime, just sort of greeting you, so the boardwalk saying hello? And her opponent is this guy. His name is uh Dansby Chester. And
Dansby
he's like
Chester.
yeah, he's like old
Wow.
bunny.
Okay.
He wears like a fucking smoking jacket everywhere he goes. His commercials are like the boardwalk is a blight on the city and hasn't been a tourist attraction since Bush 1 was in office. It needs
Whoa.
to go.
Oh
He was
shit.
we could make great use of that space with some high-end real estate that would allow new companies and corporations to move into our town, filling our coffers with tax dollars. Marie Sandoval gets that. Excuse me. Sees the commercial. She fires back, and her next commercial is like, "Well, if that were the case, then we would have done that already. But we all know that real estate goes up, corporations and companies get tax breaks, and income, all that income tax, that sales tax, all that money that the government collects goes and lines another billionaire's pocket.
Holy
Let's keep the
shit.
boardwalk the way it is, a tourist attraction, a place for families, a place for small business owners. Let's keep the boardwalk the way it is." The next Dansby Chester ad opens with him
What?
lighting $100 bill on fire, and
Oh my God.
he lights a cigar off of it. He goes, "Look, I'm going to level with you. Whether or not I win this election, that boardwalk is coming down.
Jeez.
The wheels are already in motion." And he like waves the $100 bill, and the fire goes out. He takes a long puff off that cigar, and he blows the smoke right into the camera. And he goes, "And some wheels can't be stopped."
Oh man.
The next commercial, Marie Sandoval is like waving the smoke out of her face, you know,
Okay.
and she's like, "Proud residents, how long are we going to let the elites run our lives and run them in a direction that we don't want them to go?" She says this boardwalk has been in place for over 100 years. People have gotten married there. They've met their first loves. They've lost their lives. Sure, that's not always the safest place, but that's what I want to turn it around. She goes, elect me, and we'll make the place more pleasant. We'll revitalize the area. We'll bring the fun back to town.
And one of her ways of that she's planning on doing that is to play the song under the boardwalk every time someone steps onto the boardwalk.
No, not under, they don't play under the board. So there's like a town hall meeting, right? There's like a whole there's like a town hall thing, and Marie
Wow.
Sandoval and Dansby Chester face off head to
Wow.
head in a public debate, right? Marie, one of the first questions is Marie, the boardwalk has been a hot button issue for the last several elections, and things appear to be coming to a head. You've pledged to make the area safer, so it'll be more attractive to locals and tourists alike. How do you plan to do that? How do you bring the people back to the boardwalk? She says, uh, uh, Catherine, thank you so much for the question. I just want to say, number one, thank you. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you all for taking part in this democratic process. That's the most important thing. I want to thank my opponent, Dansby Chester, for showing up. These are to thank those of you watching and listening around the globe. Appreciate you tuning in. And most of all, I want to thank the people of this town. And I want to thank them for recognizing the history of the boardwalk and what it meant to this place when it was thriving. She goes, the first thing I'll do is I'm going to insert a chime. And she points the finger up and it says, boardwalk, boardwalk. Like it's just that part. She goes, anytime somebody passes through the motion sensor and they breach into the boardwalk, that goes off. And it just lets you know where you are.
The boardwalk.
Dansby Chester goes, that's the stupidest fucking idea I've ever had. They don't bleep it. They It's stupidest fucking idea I've ever had, you know. So it's like a real back and forth sort of cutthroat affair. And Marie Sandoval in the end turns out to be the one that looks to be the cooler head, looks to be the more sensible of the two, the one that's more invested, the one that's more positive.
Well, yeah, it sucks because the other guy is like so clearly evil, but this is a terrible idea.
And he says again in the thing, he goes, honestly, it doesn't matter who you elect. That board, he's like, he looks right into the camera. He goes, we're going to tear down the boardwalk.
Sinister.
He blows his nose with a $20 bill, throws it on the ground. Some guy in the front row kind of like looks around and he just like sneaks up on stage and grabs it and puts it in his pocket. His wife turns to him. She's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "It's a $20 bill."
20's a 20.
Yeah. He like wipes it off on his pant on his jeans. They like watch him. They have a camera tied on him, just watching what happened to that 20. So ultimately, Marie Sandoval wins, right? She installs a chime. Boardwalk, boardwalk. But again, there's so many people after they really get things turned around, it's just like it's just like a noise, it's a chirp. It
So
doesn't make any
stupid.
sense. Kids are running back and forth in it, right? It costs the city so much money and like the energy they have to run to it that like that it's kind of like a there's like a referendum, you know.
What happens to Sandoval? Does she like get in trouble for this or reelected
No,
or
she doesn't get in trouble for it. I mean, the next election hasn't come up, but she's like looking into it is what she's telling people. She goes, yeah, we'll look into it. She goes, we want to find ways to make people feel welcome at the boardwalk. And they're like maybe 6 months into her term, and things are looking great. He says
really?
every single vendor stall is filled. We have record attendance numbers up and down the boardwalk. We've got street performers, musicians. We have rides. There's something for everybody at the boardwalk. And she points up again and boardwalk, boardwalk. But
It's
there's like not speakers around or anything. Like, you don't know where it comes from. So she's like doing her best, right?
so everything's gone up. Are you saying that everything's gone up in part because of That chime?
I mean, I don't know if the chime is responsible for it or if it's, Marie's leadership. Maybe she's a politician who's just following through on the things she said she was going to do, which
We
is
got to keep
frankly
it.
is refreshing.
We got to keep an eye on her. What happened to the other guy? What was it? Dagobah Chester?
Dansby Chester.
Dansby Chester. What happened to him?
Dansby Chester was out drinking a martini at a very exclusive bistro
Oh, wow.
when their election results came in, and people were like, "Dansby, you didn't win. What do you have to say?" And he just takes a sip of the martini. He goes, "That boardwalk is still coming down." He just kind of sips
Man.
on the martini. He goes, "If you'll excuse me," and he's there with just like the most beautiful, attractive, like Italian supermodel level woman you've ever seen in your whole fucking life.
Wow.
There's like 0.2% chance this woman speaks English. She's just like a foreign,
Yeah. An obviously foreign
gorgeous.
Italian
Yeah,
woman.
yeah. She's just a woman who is paid to be beautiful all the time.
Sure. Wow.
So yeah,
Local politics.
he doesn't really care about it a whole lot. Like at least that's what he puts out into the universe. But the boardwalk is great. Again, it's been revitalized. Lots of little places to eat, lots of little snack shops. There's a clown and there's a juggler and a human statue guy. There's
Classics.
yeah, there's a
Classics.
there's a kissing booth.
Boardwalk Stables.
Yeah. There's
A kissing booth?
there's a kissing booth, yeah.
It's weird.
Uh, Tell that to the bank, baby, because they got no more room for cash because this lady is raking it in.
Really?
She'll kiss anybody for money. Anybody for a certain amount of money. Basically how it works is you walk up to her and she'll look at you for a second, she'll go, 30 bucks, minimal tongue, 6 seconds. And you're just like, okay. Or you're like, no, no
Oh,
thanks.
wow.
You
But
can
you're
you can
saying,
barter, you can barter with her, but she tells you the any sort of like time, duration, the cost of it, any sort, and it's just she really just sets the ground rules for the kiss.
okay. And you're saying that she's really successful. Is she just a really good
Oh,
kisser or
dude,
what's
yeah.
the
I've never kissed her, but
what? But yeah.
those who have not nobody's complained. If
What's
they
this
did,
woman's
who are they
name?
going to complain to? She owns the place. Her name is uh Kendra Lips. Lypps.
Oh, wow.
And her little booth is called
Oh. Uh,
it's called on the spot kissing.
on the
You-
spot.
on the spot kissing. You just walk up, she looks at you, tells you your price, you can pay it or you can walk away.
Wow.
And then if you decide to go through with it, it's a great kiss. It's a great kiss. You've never gone, but you are on the boardwalk. You're walking around, right? You're you kind of like wanted to take it in. You wanted to see what all the fuss was about. You have friends who campaigned for Marie Sandoval, and everybody talked about how great she was. It's kind of like a big like civic thing. They're having like a grand reopening, and you just want to go.
Okay.
So you go. You walk up and down the boardwalk. Again, you hear the clop of your shoes against the wood. You pass by the kissing booth. You lock eyes directly with Kendra, and you can see that she's thinking of evaluation in her head. But you don't dare ask her what it is. You keep walking along. There's a restaurant called On a Stick, and it's just like different stuff that's on a stick and deep
Okay.
fried. They got corn dogs, right? Classic corn dog. They got a classic like bratwurst as well. Sausage type things. They've got just a giant like mozzarella stick kind of thing.
Ooh.
They've they've got just like a Hershey bar. It's just like a log of chocolate, right? They deep fry it and dust it with powdered sugar.
Oh
Just
my
shit like
God.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a place
God, I want to
called
go to the boardwalk so bad now.
there's a place called Herb's Sandwiches, classic butcher shop sandwich place. Simple stuff. You got ham, cheese. You want lettuce, tomato. You want any condiments? It's very simple. You're in, you're out. It's inexpensive. Gets the job done. High quality stuff. Nothing too crazy expensive. They got chips and they got cans of soda. That's it.
Okay.
There's there's a there's a weed shop on it. You know,
Cool.
you see a guy who's kind of sitting along the side, like right on the edge of the water, and he's clearly like a caricature dude. You see that there's like a camera crew like coming through, talking to people, asking them about their experience at the boardwalk. They get up to him and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't want to talk to you." He's kind of like lashing out at this production crew. These camera people. He kind of sits down in a fuss. You're standing right there. Nobody's like talking to him. And honestly, you feel a little bad for him. You're like, this guy's like, you're looking at his art, and he makes really great caricatures. He's like very good at it. They're very funny. But the little outburst makes you think that people are like gonna kind of like shy away from him. It makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
You walk over to him. You got a deep fried bratwurst in your hand.
Fuck. Yeah.
You got a little packet of horseradish mustard. Just applying it
Incredible.
as you eat it. You kind of walk over to him, and you're like, "Man, you're really talented. You're like really good at this." You tell his eyes are kind of red. He looks like embarrassed. He looks kind of heated. He's like, "Thanks." He's like very short, very
Yeah.
curt. You take a bite of that fucking bratwurst. You go, "Man, have you had one of these?" And he kind of like looks over at it. And he goes, "What is it?" You go, it's a bratwurst on a stick." He goes, "No, I haven't." He goes, "But it looks pretty good." He's like, "How is it? How's it taste?"
It's great, man.
He goes, "Huh, maybe I'll have to go get one later. Once I get my next customer, I'll go get one." And you think there's probably more to this guy than what has been revealed. So you sit down and you go, "How about right now?"
Yeah.
You go, "How about
Go ahead.
do me? Do me?"
Like one of your French girls.
You say that. You say, "Draw me like one of your French girls." And he just laughs. He goes, "So many people died in that movie." And then he just like turns the page over. He turns the page over and you swear that it's like the drawing from Titanic. Like you see Kate Winslet's like veiny breast, you know, almost like he was recreating it. Like he's a fan of the film.
All right. I wouldn't say anything.
You don't say anything. You just eat your fucking sausage on a stick.
Yeah.
You see that he's like drawing you pretty furiously, drawing you very intent. Like he's like looking right at you and like his hand is moving he's not looking at what he's drawing,
Okay.
but he's like looking right at you, looking right into your fucking eyes. It's
Wow.
very intense. You have locked eye contact with him. You're just taking little bites of your sausage, but you just can't look away from him that whole time.
So funny that I'm eating while he's drawing me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You After about 4 minutes, he kind of like stops and has to like exhale, and then he has to like break himself out of whatever flow state he was in,
Wow.
and then refocus on you. And he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "That was a good one." And he tears it off, and it's so fucking funny. It's just you're eating a fucking sausage. It looks like a peanut. It's like it's very phallic in nature. You're
Okay.
you're he's got your bald ass head shining in the sun, right? It's very cartoony. It's a great caricature. You ask him how much, he's like, $20. You give him 40, and you go have a sausage on me.
It's really good.
And you're like, are you out here all the time? And he's like, yeah, this is my spot. He's like, great. He goes, I'll send people your way. You go home.
Who? Who would I send?
I don't know. You
Okay.
got friends. You got friends. You talk to people, right?
And I told them you're never gonna believe what happened. I got the best caricature the other day.
Maybe I don't know your relationship with the people other than you and I. I don't know if you got a friend who you would reveal that to right away.
No,
Well,
no, I don't think so.
well, you might be surprised.
Yeah.
So you go home. You finish your stick on the drive home. You savor the last couple bites because you know that when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
You get home. So later in the day, you have dinner, you watch a movie, you go in for the night.
What do I watch?
You watch a movie called uh Fallen for You.
Okay. What's the story
It's
with it?
it's about an Olympic gymnast who breaks her leg and then like works to rehabilitate herself, and she falls in love with her physical trainer, and like
Oh, wow.
works to get back to the Olympics.
Okay.
She
Falling for you.
Yeah, she falls a second time and breaks her leg again. And at that point, the United States Gymnastics Association just like puts her out to pasture.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't it's not great, but it's
The
whatever.
killer?
Yes. And then the second half of the movie is the physical therapist getting his revenge. And he goes after the gymnastics board using only like physical therapy tools, like a Theragun, right? He's
Oh
got like
man.
those elastic bands. He like wraps around somebody's throat and chokes them.
But this isn't very good, you're saying.
No,
Okay.
it's fun though. So you turn in, right? You wake up in the middle of the night. You got to hit Piss City,
Let's go.
the piss zone. You walk to the bathroom. You take a hot piss out of that hot hog.
Oh, come on.
You go to your kitchen, or you go to you turn your light on over your sink.
Ugh, yeah.
You wash your face. You kind of like splash water in your face, and you look up, and your face is now that of the caricature. You got these big blue eyes, a nice big set of pouty lips, and a bald ass shiny head.
Ugh.
And you're like, what the fuck? What do you do?
Oh man. Is it like a cartoony version of my face, or is it what the
It's
character would
it's
look
the
like in
actual it's a cartoony. It's just like you look back at the caricature, you had it like draped like over like a chair, the army of chairs, whatever,
yeah.
and your real human face is like on the face of the caricature.
Okay. I guess I put on a hoodie to like cover my head and like my face,
Yeah.
and I
Uh-huh.
haul ass to the boardwalk,
You go to the boardwalk, right?
and it plays the song when I.
It's like close at this time. It's like closing at this time of night. You know, it's a little late. You walk through boardwalk, boardwalk. You walk
So
down,
stupid.
you pass a little barbecue spot,
Okay.
you pass an ice cream shop that's like closing up. You pass on the spot kissing.
I don't even look at her. I can't let her see me like this.
You try you try to like not look at her, but you just can't you kind of can't help but see, you know.
Oh man.
You look over, there's nobody at the booth.
Oh, thank God.
A big cartoon bead of sweat rolls down your face. You come upon the spot where the caricature artist sits there. His back is to you. What do you do?
I think I walk over and I go, dude,
You say, dude, you pull your hood back. He looks up at you
yeah.
and he goes, holy shit, it worked.
What?
He was like, I didn't know if I could do it still. He goes,
What?
what do you think?
I'm very pissed off. Turn it back.
He goes, yeah, I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure if I could still do it.
What are you
But
talking
now
about?
he goes, what do you think I'm talking about? Look at you. And he holds a mirror up to you and it's like your caricature face.
Okay, I would go, all right, I get it, but what? Come on, just turn it back, dude.
He goes, you came up to me earlier today after you saw me arguing with that production person, right?
Yeah.
He said several years ago, they filmed me for a show and it was all about my late wife, right? It was called Artistic Widows, colon, What's Left Behind. And there was me doing caricatures and I had my wife's ashes there next to me and they cleared the set and took my wife's ashes and they haven't given them back. They go, you go to that production company and you find my wife's ashes, I'll give you your face back.
All right. What
He
do I
was
do?
great. It's the NBC affiliate downtown.
Can you like draw me like a weapon or something that I could use, or like what's the extent of your abilities?
He um he goes, do you have your portrait?
Probably not, right?
No. He goes, you can sit for another.
Sure.
So you sit down. He goes, he starts like he looks at your caricature eyes and he's just drawing. He goes, so you have any experience with any blunt weaponry, blade weaponry, firearms?
Um, Man, no, not really. I mean, I fired a gun for the first time recently.
He says, how did it feel?
It was cool. It was fun. It was it was me and my brother and Michael Park, the door guy
He
at the
said,
Velveeta room.
did you feel powerful for a moment?
Yeah, probably.
He goes, can you think about that? Did you have a moment where you thought I could just turn and fire this at either one of them
I didn't
and
really have that
they
thought.
couldn't stop me at all?
No, I didn't have that thought.
He says, I want you to think it. Think about the feeling of that cold steel in your palm.
And think about murdering my brother and Michael Park.
No, no, no. He says, no. Think about the thought of murdering them. Think about a moment where that is plausible in your mind and feel that power that
Okay.
you have in that moment.
All right.
He kind of like closes his eyes. He snaps out of it. He pulls the picture off of the easel, and it's like an even more ridiculous caricature. It's a caricature of a caricature. So like your lips are like super. They're like 30% of your face. They're that big and pouty and wet.
Oh,
Your eyes are like 40%. You have these big Tweety bird blue eyes. And in one hand, you're holding a 9 millimeter. And in the other hand, you're holding a sausage on a stick.
oh, sweet.
You kind of look down, and sure as shit, in your right hand is that cold steel, a 9 millimeter. Your finger on the trigger, as you said. And in your left hand, that sausage on a stick. You take a bite of the sausage, you chew it,
How
and you
is it?
said, you look at him and you go, dude, Pat, it's the best fucking sausage you've ever had in your life. You thought the first one from earlier today was good. That was just like setting up this one. It's
Wow.
incredibly juicy. It's crisp, like it just came out of the fryer. It's at that point where it's like if this were 1 degree hotter, it would be too hot.
Wow. Okay.
It's perfect. You look at him and you go, NBC, huh? And he smiles. You pull your car up to the front of the NBC affiliate. You pick up the sausage on a stick. You pick up the gun.
I probably try to like hide the gun.
You put the gun in like the back of your pants, like in your waistband, like you see him do in the movies. You tuck your shirt over it. You walk up to the door of the NBC affiliate. There's like a keypad there. You think, oh shit, how am I gonna get in? You look down, the sausage is glowing. You point the sausage at the keypad and you hear beep beep beep, and it lets you in.
Oh man. I take a big bite out of that fucking thing
You
in
take a huge
celebration.
you take a huge bite out of that sausage. It's so fucking good.
Pat.
You have the sausage sitting out in front of you, and it sort of like moves, almost like a water catcher or like a water, what do you call them?
What do you mean?
The water finder, like the stick. I can't think of what the word is.
Oh, a dowsing rod.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that. You're walking down the hallway, it like moves.
It's telling me where to go.
The tip of it kind of like turns left or right.
Wow, that
You
is
you follow its direction until you hit like a storeroom. You open up the storeroom, you look at the that sausage, and it curls to the right. You make a right hand turn into the room. You're watching as it guides you, and there's like a box at the tip top shelf back in the corner. You scale the shelving unit, pull the box down, and sure enough, there's an urn in there.
oh shit.
You grab it,
Yeah.
you grab it, you put the uh you put the box back up on the shelf, and you start to get the fuck out of there,
Yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of there.
You're walking out and you get outside, then you hear somebody go, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you start running. And this
I
guy, he's
just
like
go, yeah.
he's like running out, he goes, "Freeze."
No.
What do you do?
I just keep running.
You keep running, you hear pow.
What?
You hear a bullet just like zip by your ear. Vroom, it lands in a tree. You're almost hit like 3 times. And then
Oh,
you
I
just hear a guy
tried.
go, fuck. You get in
He
your
was
car.
firing at me? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. You get in your car. They don't fuck around at the NBC affiliate. You get in your car, you drive back to the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Again, your big caricature ass face hides underneath your hoodie. It's like doubly caricatured.
Yeah.
Those big pouty lips you can barely conceal. You pass the kissing booth, and she goes, you hear her go, "Hey, you with the lips." And you turn, and she goes, "Whatever you want, however long you want it, no cost."
I say thank you, and I just keep moving. It's too weird.
She kind of like looks sad. She goes, "You don't want to kiss me for free?"
No, not really. Not
She
really.
goes, she kind of gets, she like turns to the side. She goes, "Nobody ever doesn't want to not kiss me." She
Hey,
just sobs.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
She looks up at you. She says, "You could have done kiss me by now with those big lips."
All right, I walk over and just fucking plant one.
You walk over and plant one on her with those big,
Absolutely.
cartoonish sized lips, you know?
Those wet lips, I believe you called them.
Oh, they were glistening wet.
Okay, good.
You kiss for what feels like an eternity, even though it's just a few seconds. She goes limp in your arms and she goes, "Oh my." And she just kind of passes out. She falls down.
Oh man.
You turn, you go back. You're like, "I got things to do."
Yeah, we gotta go.
You go back to the caricature artist, right? You go back to the caricature artist and you go, "I found this." It's like a little red vase, or an urn. It's heavier than it looks. His eyes sort of tear up. He reaches out and just touches it with his fingertips at first, just one, almost like a desire to confirm that it's real more than anything.
Okay.
His lip quivers. He looks up at you with tears in his eyes and he says, "Pat, thank you. Thank you so much."
You're welcome.
He uh he opens the lid of the vase and he kind of stands out over the water and he says, "I'll see you soon." He like shakes the contents of the vase out into the water, and it's like weird, like the water kind of like starts swirling and foaming, and then like a giant sea snake pops up out of the water and it just eats you whole right off the fucking boardwalk.
Oh no.
Eats you right off the
No.
boardwalk. It just swallows you whole. And the snake sort of sits up and like she says, "What was this human carrying? Was delicious." And it's like the last bit of your sausage the sea snake ate it. And then he goes, "It's from this place right here. You want one?" And
Oh
the sea
no.
snake is like, "Sure." And it just kind of sits there like 60 feet up in the air, perched while they making a sausage on a stick. And he throws it up in the air. The sea snake catches it in his mouth and says, "I'll see you in another 20 years, my love." And then disappears into the ocean and slumbers for another 2 decades. It digests your fucking body and the last bit of that sausage on a stick. But as it was like chewing you up, you had that gun
Yeah.
tucked into the back part of your pants. It's one of its tooth hits the trigger and you get shot right in the asshole.
Oh.
You get shot right in the right up in the asshole and it comes out through your balls. And
Oh
then you die.
no.
Then you get gnashed
Oh
to bits by
man.
the sea snake's teeth.
Why did any of that happen? Who?
He's going to the boardwalk.
Ah, man.
So once a sea snake uh incident happens,
Yeah.
um Dansby Chester goes on live television and he's like, "I told you guys.
Oh no.
I told you guys. This place was a bad idea." And he's on the news, he's wearing a hard hat and he kind of like moves his hand around, he like waves it in a circle, and you see a bunch of fucking bulldozers just like tear through the boardwalk. They push it all
Oh,
into the water and it just sinks there.
the boardwalk was destroyed.
Yeah, yeah. The boardwalk was totally destroyed. All those people's lives ruined. The guy who was the man made out of metal, he
Yeah.
was like, I'm going down with the ship, and he stayed there. and he actually turned into rust. He just rusted right there in the water for so long.
All
He
right.
died. He died in like the whole thing
Why?
getting pushed over, but then he
Yeah.
turned to rust because he was made out of metal.
Man,
You
that
get
is
shit out
rough.
in 2 decades. When the sea snake awakes, it just shits you out right there.
Okay. Good. Good to know.